Here we are. Here we are. Who's the us that you can ask any question to? It's me, John from Crapsee, and it's Chris, the one and only Dice Degen. Chris, thanks for joining today. Thanks for being here. Let's just start with that.
Thanks for having me. This is going to be fun. When you were floating the idea, I loved it. And I'm always down to play some craps and shoot some shit. So,
This will be cool. Yeah, and that's the idea. This show is about, we're going to talk about everything but craps, except for when you make fun of my throws, which is fair game because I'm shooting from everywhere tonight, right? You know the rules. We're going to go, not rules, but this comes to me from, I was telling everybody before, like that show Hot Ones, which I'd never heard of. My son's like, you watched Hot Ones yet? I'm like, no. Have you seen it, Chris?
No.
You got to watch Hot Ones. I think it's on Netflix or Peacock, one of those two. It's like 15 seasons now or some shit like that. But basically, this dude who you've never heard of, I never heard of the guy. He gets wings, and he's got like 7 or 8 like hot sauces, and it's like basic hot sauce, Tabasco sauce, and then by the last one, it's like 1 million or 2 million, whatever the measurement is. And he talks to people like he has like Shaquille O'Neal, he has like Bill Maher. And he's like, hey,
I'm gonna have to watch that.
Yeah, tell me about your backyard. Who does your landscaping? And the guy's like eating 1 million, whatever, hot wing, sweating and cursing. Dude, it's so funny.
I'm gonna have to watch that because I like hot food. I love me some spicy food. So
I do too. But it's just people trying to answer his questions when they're sweating. It's hysterical. It's actually it's worth the watch for sure. So that was the inspiration for this one here. I just want to throw dice and talk about other stuff. So folks in chat, if you would put the letter Q in front of anything, any question you want, we will answer. It just can't be about craps. Really, it shouldn't be about gambling. Just ask us random shit. There's a couple of questions that are out there already. And what I'm going to do is I'll ask Chris one question every time I shoot the dice. From where when I'm back here at the end, we'll talk about whatever. And then when I 7 out, we're going to go over here from the corner, and I'll talk about the next question with Chris, and we'll get 6 questions in. And we'll have a few pops, too. I'm finishing up my Gentleman Jack tonight, by the way. I've got Gentleman Jack, and I've got a little bit of Tito's sitting here, too. What do you got going on?
I got a little bit of scotch, some Balvenie. Camera's over there. Balvenie tonight in a lovely glass made by girlfriend Degen that's custom with my last name on it.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. So everybody who's out there, we're playing Crapsee 2. So the Crapsee code's on screen. As you can see, we are playing crapless craps tonight. So when I go to the other screen here, that'll show you where I'm shooting. Let me switch screens now. I'm going to go here. I'm going to shoot from the end here. That Crapsee that you see is Chris's Crapsee, not mine. So I'm just going to throw and log the numbers in. Chris is going to talk and bet. And that's how it's going to work. All right. My God, the questions that we're getting in here are a little bit not safe for work. That's pretty funny.
Great. Yeah, just so everybody knows, I'm not watching chat, so I can't preload answers for your questions. So if anybody says anything directly to me, I'll catch it later because I don't have chat up, so I can't see the question. So I'll only assume what they're coming in with.
Yeah, there are some ones that we may have to use at the very end, I think, for sure. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and filter.
Well, I guess it depends how many drinks we get in us and how quick, huh?
I guess how fast are the rolls, right? What is the first beverage? So California Western, what's the first beverage? We showed that. I'm on Gentleman Jack. Let's see. What is let's
talk about Balvenie, and I'm going with you. You're going 6 drinks. I'm going 6 drinks. So
attaboy. There's a couple of good ones here. Let's start with Cajun Craps's question. All right, we'll start here first. I'm going to shoot from the end, by the way, so get your bets in, everybody. There's only 2 of you in Crapsee, and 1 of you is not ready, so get your bets in. I'm ready to start. Ready. Yeah, you got to get ready. You're probably the one that's not ready. There you go. That was the one. All right, here we go. I'm going to halt betting. You can jump in whenever you want to.
Coming out.
Is that you or me? Let's make it. It must be you.
It might be me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me see if I can kill the sound on this. I don't know if I can. I don't know.
just turn the sound of Crapsee off, right? Just go to the little thing, like the little, what do you call it? Like the top left corner, like one of those icons up there is the sound icon.
I have them both off, so I don't know.
Okay, that's weird that it came through. Maybe just for me it came through. I don't know. Here we go. Coming out.
I can hear it too, so I guess we'll see.
All right, coming out. Wish me luck. Wish you luck. Everybody, here we go. Oh my God, look at that. Look at that shit. And you know what we got? You're playing the extremes? Are you working the come out?
I'm not working the come out, no.
Ah, you son of a gun. It's an aces.
Oh, are you kidding?
Aces from the end. Aces from the end. Look at that.
Wow.
That is your point.
Terrible.
That's your point. That's I can't put my puck. All right, here's the question. This is from Cajun Craps. What is your biggest traffic-related pet peeve? He says, mine is when people see a sign that says lane closed ahead and they wait for the very last second to get in the open lane. Boy, we could talk about that for a while. Chris, what's your biggest pet peeve on the road, man?
All right. So I could write a book on my pet peeves while driving.
No more bets.
There's so many of them. It's unbelievable. But my biggest pet peeve would have to be people who drive slow in the left lane.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, we could go from that. I mean, just people who drive slow in general. I hate it. People who speed out in front of you and then proceed to drive slow. Clearly, these are all centered around people driving slow.
Sure.
What else? People who drive with their high beams on bothers me.
Well, here's the thing with the high beams, though. So the high beams, I don't mind. Here's the dice wrap, by the way. The high beams are annoying, but what's really annoying to me is those blue lights. Those blue, what do you call them? You know what I'm talking about? The it's a hard 10, by the way, 5.5 hard 10, double nickel. That should pay you, right? You're on that, aren't you? You're playing the outsides.
Oh yeah, it pays me.
Yeah, it's like all these guys that think they're super cool. Where is that coming from? It's coming from your side somehow.
It's coming from my computer, but I don't know how to. Oh, here we go.
You got it.
Kill all the volume. Yep. All right, should be good now. Let me just press my bets up here.
Sweet.
Now I'm ready.
Okay, I'm going to press the button here. Yeah, those blue LED things drive me insane. And as much as I love trucks, I'm a truck guy. I actually drive a little tiny Mazda right now. Dice are out, and that is a 651. They rolled. I drive a little Mazda car now, but I've always driven pickup trucks. Now that I'm in a tiny car and I've got a pickup truck behind me, God, it drives me crazy. Just right into my mirror. And it feels like high beams.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. The angle is brutal. That doesn't pay me, but it's fine. Yeah, those I don't like. I don't like the lights. What else do I not like? I mean, in this area, potholes are brutal. Blew a tire last week.
Dude, what is wrong with Jersey? Like, I was over there. I come once a year to visit my family, right? And 295, that road, that intersection, 295 and 42. If you know if you guys have been there from East Coast, you know what I'm talking about. That thing's been under construction for like 4 years. Like, can't they?
Well, it collapsed.
Did it really?
They had it almost finished, and then it collapsed. I was like, whoever's the engineer on this one needs some help. Oh, great. Thanks.
437. Sorry, man.
Woo-hoo.
I set
That's fine.
Short from the end right there. Yeah, but yeah, you're right. The potholes over there suck so bad. Like, all those bridge tolls, and they're doing, like, I don't know what they're doing with the money, but they sure as only fixing the roads.
Yeah, I don't think they've ever fixed the roads once. And like, we're not talking just like little potholes. I mean, I'm talking like 6 to 8 inches deep. Some are even like a foot deep.
Yeah.
And like,
yeah,
I mean,
they're
when you hit
real
them,
killers.
you blow a tire, rim, and your alignment's all messed up. You're lucky if you don't like break an axle or something.
God, they're wheel killers for sure. Well, and you get that concrete stuff, and those little rocks are everywhere over there. It sucks, and those things kick up all the time.
Yeah.
I'll tell you the worst.
Yep.
Before I move on to the next spot here, and everybody get your bets in for the next shooter. The worst driving experience I've ever had was when I was in the Middle East. I was in Jordan for a few months for work, and I got to tell you something. That was a bitch, because those people make a lane whenever they feel like it. Like a 3-lane road is a 7-lane road. Like they just start squeezing in.
Yeah.
Like, and it's at the middle. There's like no rules over there, and everything's a honk. Like there's no turn thing. It's a beep beep and a beep and a, you know, you got to be like on your game to stay alive.
Oh yeah, there's like no not paying attention. Like if your head's not on a swivel when you're driving, forget about it.
You can, yeah, it's brutal over there. Okay. I'm going to move on to the next spot. I'm going to shoot from the hook now, or this curve here. And let's see, we have a couple questions here. Oh my God. You want to get to politics, or do you want to get into something fun? I'll give you the choice, Chris.
I'm game for anything. We can go wherever. We're
going to go politics before we get too drunk. And if I keep shooting like shit, it's going to be a quick night. This is from Jaime Garcia.
Put my filter on.
It's from Jaime Garcia. Here's his question. He says, question, this is for me, but it's for both of us. Do you think Russia and China will unite and attack the USA with nukes, and why?
Oh, that's a loaded question.
There you go. Literally loaded. Here I go. I'm gonna start shooting. I'm gonna press the button to lock everybody out. Here we go. Dice are out.
Oh my.
Yeah, you think about that one for a minute. I'm gonna set the all sevens, by the way, from the hook. I have no idea what's gonna happen here, but here we go. It looks like, oh my God, I did it again, Chris. Did you work the come out?
No.
Dude. It's aces.
No.
Oh, I'm on the, hold on. I'm showing
the come out here.
Yeah.
I'd be doing so well.
I feel like I'm showing the wrong view. Hold on. I think I got the wrong camera up. Hold on. Let's do this. Let me get to this view here. There you go. Now you can see the dice. I was the wrong view. There's my aces.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yeah, now I can see the dice.
Yep. All Sorry, right. I had the wrong thing. So, all right, are we going to get nuked by Russia and China teaming up against us?
I have to be careful how I answer this question. So, in short, no.
Okay.
There's a variety of reasons why I do not believe they would. But obviously, starting a nuclear war is never good. Using that kind of stuff is not good. But the U.S. has far superior technology compared to both countries. Even whatever they want to say. Oh, thank you. I'll take
you got it. You're welcome. I'm here to serve.
Yeah, no, the U.S. is very say well equipped in this area.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think they would do it for that reason alone. Just because it's they're going to take a step into something that frankly they can't finish. Now with the current government, would they react how a lot of people would want them to react? I don't know, but the U.S. is very well prepared for situations like that.
Yeah,
and I'll leave it at that.
It worries me a little bit because I don't think they would actually do it. Because I don't know. I'm 55, right? So I grew up in the Cold War. So you are a little bit beyond that. You were after that. But we had, and as dumb as it is, right? We had instead of fire drills, we got under our desks for like nuclear war drills, which was like, that's going to save me. But the whole concept back then of, I'm going to dice around, of mutually assured destruction was the one deterrent that we had, right? That is a 639. So they used to tell us that all the time, like, and that was the thing on the newscast and stuff, was like, because it's going to result in everybody going, they're never going to do it. Like the threat of it is real, but it'll never actually happen. I don't think nukes are going to be on the table, but I do think that China and Russia potentially are partners in something. What that means, I don't know yet, but I don't put it past either one of those two, right? Like if it's trade.
So the thing, yeah, I mean, I definitely think they're in cahoots. The thing is that, you know, like we know where their things are, right? So like we know where their missile silos are. We know all that kind of stuff. Ooh,
I just made your day. Boy. I just made your day, baby. There it is. Aces in both places.
It, baby. I saw those aces. What's it called? So like we know where they are. They know where ours are too, though, right?
Yeah,
so it's not like, you know, but the whole thing behind it is we have, you know, defense mechanisms in place for situations like that. Plus we have, you know, capabilities that the lay person does not know about. I don't know about them. I know they exist from very good sources. Again, can't go far into it because I don't know, and I actually don't know everything. Yeah. But I have it on very good authority that, you know, we'd be okay.
There's many other ways those two countries could take us out financially.
Yes.
There's a 628, 628 by the way.
Okay.
I mean, China owns so much land over here. Between the two,
and how much debt do we have to them?
A little bit, just a little bit.
Just a little.
But like you know, the thing is, we won the Cold War, right? How did we win the Cold War? We outspent them, right? We pushed them into extinction with money, right? And bankrupted Russia. That same tactic can come back to us now. And I think if we get spread too thin, and if, you know, the Ukraine thing it's going to be what it is. The Taiwan thing is looming at some point too. And North Korea is a thing. There's so much that we could get spread in 95 directions. And now you got Iraq, and you know good and damn well Iraq is not fully self-funded, right? That money's coming from somewhere too. That we could be on 11 fronts here. There's a 426, by the way. We could be on a bunch of different fronts, and not necessarily with troops in harm's way, but financially, supporting Israel, supporting Ukraine, supporting Taiwan. Before you know it, we're going to be, well, we already are, but even more dead ass broke than we are now. And they could take us out without firing a shot. And that worries me a little bit financially. That's why I think we need to switch gears to some degree with our foreign policy and get somebody in there who isn't going to take any shit and who might get sick and tell somebody about it. I don't know. I mean, call me crazy, but if you get cancer, you might want to tell your fucking boss, right? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Wow. That devolved quickly, but that guy had did you see that press conference? There's your 426 again. The guy had a press conference today. It was the stupidest thing I've ever seen. You know, I'm sorry that I had cancer and didn't tell anybody. But it was okay.
Yeah,
there was no break in authority. Bullshit, dude. Like, who the hell does that?
Yeah. Well, listen, my biggest problem too is like they need term limits on these idiots that are in charge.
100%.
Right?
100%.
Like not even, I'm not even talking about like president level, vice president level, because they have term limits, right? But like there's no reason why like the Supreme Court can reign until they're literally dead. Like, no, stop. That's gotta stop, right? Same thing with, you know, constantly like reps and senators and stuff getting elected for, you know, their entire lifetime, basically. Like, no, they have to win the election. But I mean, let's be honest, 85 to 90% of those elections, you already know who's winning that before it even, you know, happens.
That's right. There's a 5, by the way. Politics should not be a career, right? The idea behind it, the founding fathers set it up as do your service, put in your time, go back to work. And it should be people coming in, putting in their time, whatever that time is, 1, 2, 3 terms, whatever you want to make it. And maybe you could do 2 terms in the House and 2 terms in the Senate and be done. But really go back to work. Like, that's the whole point, is for people to serve their fellow person. And it's become a career. Like, it's like these people are making so much freaking money. It's insanity, right?
Yeah, ridiculous amounts of money, and then they're covered for life with healthcare and other stuff. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. There's a 4. You on the outside still?
I'll take that. Yeah, I got 2, 3, 4, 10, 11, and 12. And I'm doing a little tier pressure action on the outside.
There you go. I was gonna say, what is your plan out there? Because I don't play Crapless very often, but when I do, no, just kidding.
No, yeah. So I don't play Crapless very often either. But when I do Crapless, I kind of ignore, the common bets that everybody would play on a regular craps table.
Yeah.
And I'll just go for the extremes and hope for the best.
Well, I guess that's probably I don't know. I don't play it enough. So Jen is getting pissed because she wants the next question. But hey, we're one question per spot, right? So, but I can actually ask a follow up to you, Chris. This is a different one from somebody else. This is kind of just for you. Let's see. Mark the point. What's up with this gangster sunglasses? Is there a story behind that? Oh, big. Hey, we did it again. Hold on, before you answer.
What'd you get?
Another aces.
Aces? Oh,
another aces. Go. Yeah, right?
I got
seriously.
I would have pressed it up higher, but the first 7 cost me a little bit, so I was trying to be
You got 50 on it. Is that a $300 win for you?
It's $298 minus the VIG. So now, right? Woo! See, I'm tier pressuring. That's my 4th hit, right? So all these are coming down. I'm going to go back down to base on the outside, lock up some profitos, and now we'll go to the moon.
There you go. Oh, there's a great question coming up. Oh, I'm bookmarking. I'm making that question a favorite. That question's fantastic.
You asked me about the sunglasses.
What's sunglasses?
Ryan referring to the battle between Craig and I?
I think that's probably where that came from. Yeah.
Yeah. So why did I wear sunglasses? Well, to be honest, I don't know. I just kind of put them on because I thought it was cool. And then I just kind of kept it going the whole time. But I was trying to, hide my poker face from Craig. Granted, my reactions didn't really hide it. But when, you hop the hard 10 for $100 and magically a hard 10 rolls.
Oh my God.
Shit, what do you want me to do?
Those are still some of my favorite, craps memories of my lifetime, right? This is a 9.54 ever. Dealing those, because what people don't know is we dealt that in one night. We did all those battles in one night. We sat here for 6 hours, or whatever that was, and dealt all of it. And I just kept picking you off and giving him all those chintzy wins. It was so funny.
It was all right because in the end managed to do it. And I mean, I'll be honest with you. I almost just stopped after the first roll. I was like, I'm good. I don't need to play anymore after that one. But it was fun.
7 out. 7 out.
That's fine. I was at table.
You made money.
So we're good.
You made money. You're good. Good time to regress, right? 4, 3, 7. All right. Now I'm going to switch to my other spot. My regular shooting, my morning shooting spot. And I'm out of alcohol. So give me a second here. I gotta get.
I'm actually 245 in profit right now.
That's nice.
Not too shabby.
I'm gonna switch to. What do I got here? I'm gonna switch to Tito's.
I'm not working though.
You're not working. Well, yeah, I wouldn't work from here. This is my regular spot. Well, I say that like I'm gonna shoot well. Who knows, right? All right. I have got such a good question for you, Chris. This is right up your alley. Hold on. There's my Tito's and my tonic water right there. Let's see. Next shooter. Let me get the dice up over here. Let me get Crapsee in the right spot. All right. This question also from Ryan. Mark the point. This is such a good question. What's your opinion? I'm gonna kind of reframe it from how he asked it, but it's the same idea. What is your opinion on the NIL deals? Are they out of hand? And has it ruined?
Oh my God!
Does it run or did it ruin college football? This is such a baller question, Ryan. I love this question.
Yeah,
and Ryan, I'm going to start shooting
That's
here.
A great question. I know people are going to have varying opinions on this. I firmly believe that the NIL has completely ruined college sports as a whole.
314.
Okay. Let me get my bet set so I make sure because I have to hit that I'm ready button. Because if I don't hit the I'm ready button, my bets don't lock in.
That's exactly right.
What's it called? So while I'm placing, I'll continue.
Yep.
So yeah, I do think that the NIL deals have very, very heavily influenced, and in a negative way, in my opinion, college sports as a whole. Do I think college athletes should get paid for the school making a ton of money off of them? I think there's a couple ways to look at that. Right now, if you look,
oh shit, there's a 7.
Oh, I gotta speed this answer up then.
Yeah, that's right. I'm gonna type real quick. I want to put some thoughts on this too, for sure. 5-2.
Okay, yeah. So I mean, I think players should be compensated, but the thing is that there a lot of these, like the top guys who are actually getting a lot of this money on the NIL deals, they're already on full rides, right? The individuals who aren't on full rides, they're non-existent in the NIL deal conversation. Do I think it's ludicrous that like Caleb Williams has a penthouse in Southern California? Yeah, ridiculous. Like these guys are, graduating college as millionaires, which good for them, right? I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but I just think that like when you start adding all that in, then you have the impact of the monetary impact on what these players are doing, and not like what they actually want to do necessarily, right? You have these guys who are like going to the draft early, right? You have guys who are sitting out of games that they should be playing in.
Yeah.
And, they're still getting paid regardless, right? Just so, they can help themselves in the NFL and stuff. Like, I don't know. I do have a problem with the NIL deals, because the other thing too is like, I'm not really one who believes in like, well, if this person gets it, this person should get it too. Right. I don't think everybody gets everything because somebody else gets it. That's not how I believe in things. But like, for example, if I'm the quarterback on like in Ohio State or something, right, my NIL deal is worth millions each year. Right. But my linemen aren't on NIL deals. They protect me.
Yeah.
Right. So I don't know. I'm not a fan of the NIL deals. I think it's done very, very poorly. It limits what players can do. It limits what coaches can do.
Yeah.
And I personally hate it for all of college sports.
Yeah, I think it was a good, and we'll sort of get it cut here, but I think it was a good, the intent, it's like a lot of things, right? Good intentions lead to sometimes bad results. And yeah, the athletes should get paid. However, the fact that the money comes from the alumni, or the, what do you call it? Not the alumni, the donors and the boosters and all that stuff. The source of the funds, it creates corruption, right? And it puts the boosters in this overpowered
body.
Yeah. And I think the transfer portal thing, I think to me, like this whole, I got a friend who plays college basketball. His daughter plays college basketball. She's transferred schools now and might do it again next year, and just chasing NIL money. And it's like, there's no continuity for the schools. The kids are making good money, but like you said, not everybody's making it. And there's a butter zone in there somewhere. This is the wrong way to have done it, I think, but it's a step that we had to take to figure out what's not going to work.
Yeah.
And that's how I kind of look at that. So it's a step in the right direction, but it's also the wrong step. And another question here, by the way, Dan, why can't we see Chris? Only because I don't have enough room on the screen for another camera. I could try and fit him on there somewhere, but then we'd lose the dice. So maybe in a future episode, I'll figure out how to put that up there. But I thought it was cooler to see his bets than his face. But I can easily change him out. We can make this screen here. I can change this to Chris instead of his bets. So it's easy. Hey, Chris. So whatever y'all want, we can do. All right, let me find another question for us. Let's see. We can ask this question because it's fun. I have to ask you an alien question. I'll put this. Tom Marco is asking, when are the aliens you mentioned showing up? And here we are. Dice are out, by the way. I'm going to go to the right side now. When are the aliens coming? And is there casinos looking? Are there starships looking like casinos? I love me some aliens, by the way. I'm so in. I'm so in on the whole alien conversation. I just like, I love this conversation. What do you think, man? Here we go. Dice are out.
I don't know. I think it'd be cool to meet an alien. That'd be pretty sick, right? Like, I've met an alien. I think
maybe you have. Maybe you have. They say that there's like 10% of the population are lizard people, right? That's what they say.
What if I'm a lizard person?
You know what? If you were, that'd be so cool. Then I could say I know one for real. Can you like blink sideways like this? Can you like blink?
No, it'd be cool. Do their starships look like casinos? I don't think they're that big, but I think it could look like a little casino. It'd be kind of cool to see like an alien rolling in on like a craps table as like a hoverboard. It'd be pretty sick.
I don't know. I wonder. What really is curious to me is I wonder what we have here. A 1, 2 tree.
We like
1,
that.
2, 3. Yeah, we do like that. 1, 2. What's the point? Did I set a point yet? The point is 6.
6.
Yeah. I don't know. We always talk about like on my shows like human nature and how degenerate we are and all that kind of stuff, right? I wonder if assuming that there are aliens, and there definitely are, on all those other planets, are there casinos too? Like, is every form of intelligent life degenerate in some form? Like, is there drugs and casinos and shit?
Aliens have to be at the top of the degeneracy list. They have to.
Why is that? 9, 6, 3, 9. That bounced way up here to 6.
I mean, just look at them. Like, they scream to me degenerate.
Look at them. He says, look at them. What makes them be degenerate by how they look?
I mean, they got 3 fingers, right?
But you don't know that. You haven't.
You know. I don't know. Maybe I do. No, I don't know. I feel like they would be because, like, you know, they just want to gamble, right? I mean, they gambled coming to Earth. That's like a big gamble, right? They left their home, coming to Earth, showing up on their craps table hoverboard. Now I'm fully in on the fact that they ride around on craps table hoverboards. I think I'm going to make that like a thumbnail for one of my videos. I'm going to put an alien on a craps table with some flames coming out of the bottom.
So do you, truth or dare here, right? Do you really believe, and dice are out, that they had been here? Like you look at like the Ancient Aliens show and all these like the ancient stuff, right? Do you believe that aliens were here in the past and have not been back since? But do you believe that in the past they have been on the planet? There's a 6, 2, 8, by the way.
Have they been on the planet?
There's a lot of really interesting evidence for it. There's a lot of good evidence for that.
They've explored Earth, and they said, "I'm going to go back home now." But
this ain't worth it.
They probably visited Philly, and they were like, "This place sucks," so I'm going to go back home.
No, I'm all in. I'm all in. I believe I watch one of my favorite shows is Ancient Aliens. I love that show. And I'm a firm believer there's a 5, 2, freaking 7. What a bad night tonight. Yeah, right? Not shooting well. I firmly believe they had been here. And my theory is that they came back in the ancient days, right, with the Egyptians and stuff, helped them build all the pyramids and done all that work. And I think they enslaved everybody. I think they were here because the planet was rich in gold at one point and platinum. And they used us to mine the shit out of that stuff. They mined the planet dry and bugged out, and they aren't coming back. That's my theory.
Interesting.
That's my theory.
That's an interesting theory.
There's no reason to come back because they took it all. And I think it's interesting when you look at like
us for what we're worth.
Totally. And they use us as slaves, which is what they were. That's every story you hear about the ancient days is slave, slave, slave. I think that was what it was. Really, I think that's what it was. And I look at that and I go, well, they're never coming back because why? They've already strip mined the planet. If you think of it that way. Now there may be others that are Star Trek worthy aliens that want to help us out, but I think that's what happened. And I think that some of the tech we've got came from that.
Interesting. I like that theory. I might have to look into that one a little bit more.
Yeah, a little bit of
pour me some more.
Yeah, it's time, right?
Scotch here, since you're shooting so wonderful.
Oh my God, this is such a bad night. All right, I'm gonna get my drink up here. There's a bunch of good politics questions up here. Let's see.
Probably stay away from those.
Well, we're getting out of here. 2 out of 3 nonsense question, but oh my God, Chris made me laugh a lot. See, the whole point, Jen, is that it's supposed to be some nonsense questions, right? Want some nonsense, want some real stuff. There's a bunch of, there's always good politics questions out here, right? Let's see, what do we have here? Yeah, there's always good ones.
I can chat politics, but
I can talk politics all day long. Here's one though. I'm going to go. I'm going to shoot up here.
People want to hear.
Hey, they got to learn who we are, right? I'm going to shoot from the corner now. Let me get the Crapsee set up here, and I need a little bit of a refill. Hold on. Everybody should know. I told you this earlier, Chris, but after the show tonight, I'm taking a programming test for a job. So hopefully.
Yeah, you're gonna be very drunk taking this thing because we're 40 minutes in, and
I'm on my third.
We're on what, shooter number 5?
Shooter number 4. Yeah, 5. Yeah, shooter 5. Going too fast, man. I'm not shooting very well. Here's a great one.
Please slow down.
Here's a great one. Yep. This comes from. I'm going to put this question up. This comes from Albert C. Good question here. What has been your most expensive hobby? His is bass fishing. You're not allowed to say craps because we've all spent.
No, golf by far.
Really? I'm surprised by that.
Oh, yeah, no, golf by far. I mean,
dice are out, by the way.
Like, yeah, golf by far.
That's an 8.
And I'm not. What was that?
It was an 8.53. That's the point. Yep.
Yeah, no, golf by far. So like my bag, like the clubs I carry around with me when I play, my driver is like $500.
Mm-hmm.
My 3-wood is around $400. My hybrid is like $250. My irons are custom fit. They were $3,000. My wedges.
Is that because you're tall?
Yeah, and I played competitively, so you know, I wanted to make sure I had the right stuff for myself. So yeah, they're all custom fit. My wedges are like $150 a pop, and I have 3 of them. Scotty Cameron putter, that's like $350, and you know that's what I have in my bag now. The amount of money that I have in golf clubs that I've already played with and don't use anymore is, you know, a lot as well. Golf balls, I use Pro V1Xs, so they're $4 a ball.
I can't do that anymore. I used to have nice balls, but I lose them. Yeah. I suck now. I lose them too much, so I can't do that. But let me talk about the wedges real quick. I golfed when I was younger. I haven't golfed in a couple of years now, but I never had more than a couple wedges. I always wanted. How do I say this right? I always felt like that was overkill because I could make 1 or 2 wedges or a wedge and a 9-iron and a sand wedge work for me around the green enough. When I was 50 yards in, I was pretty deadly with whatever wedge I had. In other words, right? Yeah. But from 90 to 160 or 170 to 180 in those ranges, I needed the perfect club. Like I can't detune my 4-iron to go 190 instead of 210. It's going what it's going to go, right? A wedge, okay. I can flutter that thing from 80 yards to 20 yards and be fine with the same club, but the longer irons I can't. But I never played competitive past high school, right? So as a competitive player, talk about the multiple wedges thing and sell me on buying 3 wedges because everybody says I'm a dumbass and I should.
So for me,
dice are out, by the way.
It comes down to the shots that I can hit.
5 again.
With all the different wedges, right? So like on a standard course, right, when I'm playing, for me, it's driver and then 9-iron or less more often than not, right? I average like 310 off the tee. So on a lot of par 3s, I'm close to the green or I'm usually within 100 yards of the green, right? So I carry a 60 degree, a 58, a 54, and a 52 degree wedge. Now, occasionally, depending on the course, I will switch out the 58 for a 56 because they have
4.
I hope I locked my bets in. I don't think I did. Shit.
Whoops.
I'm not even gonna get paid on that damn 4.
My button showed green though, so that's why I shot. So a 56 and a 60, right? Honestly, what are you talking about there? Like a 56 degree and a 60 degree wedge. To me, they're so damn similar. Like I can't tell the difference, and I'm not good enough to tell the difference. But like to me, I can take my 60 and put it back on my stance a little bit, or put it forward in my stance a little bit and swing a little harder, and I can adjust that thing. Are you looking for spin off that thing? Is that what you're doing there, or what's the deal?
Yeah, so it's spin and bounce. So my wedges have different bounces on them, which is the angle of the actual blade itself.
So the flange, in other words,
my
right?
wedges have different. Yeah, so I have different bounces on my wedges. So that's why I carry like the 58 and the 60, because my 58 is 14 degree bounce. My 60 is 12 degree bounce. Right. So that helps me with one, spin, but also the lie. If I'm in the fairway, if I'm in the rough, bunker, all that kind of stuff, that factors in to which wedge I'll use. But the other thing too is like my wedges are so dialed in that like if you tell me you want me to hit a 75-yard shot, right? I know in advance I'm pulling my my 58 degree and 3/4 swing in that, and it's 75 on the money just about every time.
Wow.
Right? And then spin's another thing too. So like spin's another thing too. Like if I'm playing on a course where like I know I have to spin the ball a little bit more, or if the greens are soft, I know the ball is going to spin more than on a hard green. Right? On the hard green, the ball's not going to spin as much.
7 out.
Oh, lovely. So yeah, that's that. But then, so the bag and everything in the bag is one thing, right? And attire and all that other stuff, right? I have thousands of dollars worth of clothing and shoes. I have 4 pairs of golf shoes.
You got more money in golf than Craps?
Oh yeah. And then not to mention, here's the other thing too, right? It's also paying to play at courses, right?
Oh sure.
So
sure.
If you own a membership somewhere, right? Like my local, it's $6,000 a year to be a member there at someone my age. Now, if you're over the age of 30, it's $10,000 a year to be a member, and there's different things, right? But then also like I've played Pebble Beach, right? 600 a round to play there.
Yeah.
Kiawah Island was $575 for the round, right? I've played at a lot of courses that are expensive. So that also doesn't help with, paying for the courses and stuff, right? Because like, I've paid more to play around the golf than I used to buy into casino for. So
that's interesting. Yeah, golf. I guess when I was younger, golf was probably my one expensive hobby. Because you're right, because the fees, the memberships, all that stuff just costs so much damn money. And actually, in my retirement,
if you want to be good, you got to practice, right?
Totally.
You got to go to the range and practice. Yeah. Not that range balls are expensive, but when I go to practice, I mean, on the East Coast, right? You can't practice at the range for 4 or 5 months. I have a rule that I don't golf under 48 degrees either. So if it's 48 degrees, I won't even go to the range. But I'll go. There's an indoor simulator not far from me, right? Where I can go in the indoor simulator. That is like $150 an hour. Right? I can hit as many balls as I want. I can play really whatever course I want on the simulator. But still, like if I'm doing that once or twice a week, I mean that's $150, $300 a week.
Well, when I retire, I'm buying one of those when I retire. I'm going to have an indoor deal. That's
I'm looking at one for my garage now. Actually.
Yeah. Well, I've been looking at a couple houses where I've got these RV size garages where you can actually take a full swing, which is kind of cool. Yeah, I think for me, and I'm going to switch to my last spot here. My most expensive hobby is music, for sure.
Okay.
I mean, it used to be golf. I could agree with there, but I've got more money in basses and amps and everything else when I was younger, especially. That's my secret hobby is music, and that stuff is expensive. You're talking about a halfway okay guitar is $1,000. So and amps are and the electronics and all that other mixer stuff it's crazy town. All right, let me find a last question for us here, and then we'll do our last shooter. Let's see, Chris. When are we getting cheesesteaks and from where? Pat's or Geno's?
Whatever you want.
Pat's or Geno's or neither?
Neither.
Thank you very much.
I will not disclose on air where I go because
I will
not have.
I will.
I mean, I have a couple places, but Pat's and Geno's are terrible. They're disgusting.
They're awful.
Cheesesteaks. It's not even a cheesesteak.
They're just.
It's so bad.
They're like made for TV cheesesteaks, aren't they?
If you want to go to one of the big spots,
coming out by the way,
the best cheesesteak out of one of the big spots.
Who is it?
A lot of
Who is
people
it?
know. D'Alessandro's.
And where's that? That's an 8. Hard 8 is the new point.
It's not too far from like Manayunk. It's right outside of Manayunk. Like when you talk cheesesteaks and everybody knows the places, right? It's Pat's, Geno's, Tony Luke. Some people know Steve, Prince of Steaks, and then D'Alessandro's. Everybody who's a local knows D'Alessandro's because D'Alessandro has good cheesesteaks. I like their cheesesteaks, but there's a spot in South Philly on 7th and Oregon, which is not too far from my grandparents' house where they used to live. They don't live there anymore, but they have the best cheesesteak I have had other than my own cheesesteaks, because I think I make the best cheesesteak, but that's just me.
5, 3, 2.
I need some horns, John.
I'm working on it. My favorite place, and it's a local place that you'll never get to, because why would you ever go to Runnymede, New Jersey? But Runnymede, New Jersey has got a place called Marino's. Hands down, best cheesesteak I ever had in my life. They have like 3. Like to me, they got a cheesesteak that's, and I don't know about you, I'm like meat, cheese only. Right, meat and cheese, no onions, no fucking peppers. No mushrooms, none of that bullshit. When I'm out here, everything you do has Philly cheesesteaks always have all the veggies. I'm like, no. Meat and cheese, and I'm not a whiz guy.
I like onions on mine. No whiz for me. I'm a provolone whip. That's my.
There's your horn. There's your horn.
What is it? Aces.
2-1, 2-1-3, 2-1-3.
Okay, I'll take it.
Yep, that'll work.
I will take it. I need a repeater now. But no, I'm a provolone wit. That's my.
I love pro. So this place Marino's, they make their cheesesteaks. You got to go. You got to take a trip to Runnymede. I'm telling you, Chris. Their cheesesteaks are. They use like the stinky underarm provolone, like the really good, like crusty,
the sharp one,
super sharp provolone, right? And with roasted garlic and roasted tomatoes. Right, and that's their they call it the steak Milano. Fuck, it's unbelievable. Best, like I like the plain ones. That thing, I will go out of my way to go there. They also make a ricotta white pizza, that is ridiculous. Dude, it's ricotta white and you can get it with or without tomatoes, and they do it with roasted tomatoes, and their tomatoes are roasted. They roast them themselves with garlic, dude.
Oh, okay.
I'm telling you what, Marino's Pizza, there is a 5-2 freaking 7. That ends the night. Marino's Pizza, telling you. Marino's Pizza in Runnymede is where it's at. Loss. Yeah? Sorry.
It's 50 minutes from my house, so it seems like I'm going to have to...
dude, it's on the Black Horse Pike by Clements Bridge Road. I'm telling you, it's my favorite all-time. The steak Milano and the ricotta white, 2 of the best things you'll ever have in your life, for sure. And everybody who get that a run. And down the road is my other favorite place, Rita's. I love me some Rita's. I know you probably are like, oh God, really, John? But we don't have it. There's no water ice out here, right? So when I go to
Rita's is good.
Oh, dude, when I go over there, so if anybody ever goes to the East Coast and hasn't been there, Rita's water ice, dude. So good. So good.
Yeah, I like Rita's. There was a local spot where I used to live that I thought was better, but my problem is, so I can't eat regular water ice because I'm allergic to one of the ingredients in it.
Really?
So I have to get like sugar-free or I have to make sure they don't have it. So this local spot that was near my parents' house had better sugar-free flavors than Rita's does. But Rita's has good sugar-free flavors. I tend to get the Misto. So I get it with like what's it called? Soft serve in it. I like that. But then for anyone who's on the boardwalk in New Jersey, Polish water ice is
Ooh,
fire.
yeah. On the Wildwood Boardwalk you're talking about.
Yeah, they have it in a couple other spots too, but yeah, Polish water ice, Wildwood Boardwalk. Oh, sign me up.
I am with you. But Wildwood Boardwalk can take your life in your hands. You gotta be carrying to walk in the boardwalk now. It's so bad down there. My brother won't even go.
Jersey's gun laws are great, so you can't.
Yeah, well, not out here. I can tell you that. All right, I'll leave it with one more question, and we'll call the night here, which came in earlier. It's a personal question, so it was directed at me, but it's actually for both of us. Which was, how did you meet? And I'll put it up on screen. Where is it? Where is the question? Oh my God, there's so many good questions up here. Where is it?
I think we should answer all of them.
Oh, we can't. Some of them we just can't answer. Dice Dr. Dan, here's one for you. Was Obama really born in America? Oh my God. This is what happens 6 drinks in, right? Now here it is. Anthony wants to know, or Dice Dr. Dan wants to know, how did you meet your wife? So let me direct that to you. How did you meet your girlfriend? I know the story, but nobody else does. This is interesting. Yeah.
So high school, we were in high school, high school sweethearts. The story though is actually kind of funny. So it was Halloween time. We were going to, now she's met, this is the first time we met. And then, all right, first time we ever met, right, was high school around Halloween time. We're going to a party and, or we're going to a like hayride, haunted house, all that kind of stuff, right? And it was like me, my 3 best friends in high school, and like everybody was bringing a date, right? 2 of them had girlfriends at the time. The one didn't, and I didn't either. So we're going, right? We all invited people. I had a friend coming with me, but she got sick. People are going to say sick in air quotes, whatever. I don't care. Roast me all you want. No, she got sick and she couldn't come. So I was the only one there who didn't have a girl with them. So I was like 4th wheeling this thing, right? But
I'm gonna keep rolling for people.
I was really good friends with my my friends' girlfriends and stuff. But one of my best friends in high school, Nick, his name is, brought Victoria, which is now girlfriend Degen. But that's the first time I ever met her. And he went with her that night, and they used to date like freshman year of high school. Right? So fast forward like, I don't know, a year, maybe 2 years, hadn't talked to her since. Right? And I had a rule that I would not make the first move. The girl had to come to me. That was my rule. So I think I added her like on Snapchat the night that we went to the haunted house. And then like a year later, she messaged me on Snapchat. Right? So we started talking or whatever. And then started hanging out. And then I knew that her and my friend used to date back in the day. So I asked him, because like we were starting to talk more and get more serious. So I was like,
she cool?
I was like, yo, no. I was like, yo, do you mind like if I take her out?
Right.
And he goes, no, not at all. And I was like, okay, cool. Because he was like, yeah, we dated for literally like 2 weeks in high school, like freshman, like, barely call it anything like that. So yeah, that's how we met. So we met.
And you were how old? Later. How old were you then? 14? 15?
We met when I was like 15, started dating when I was 17.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's 17. Impressive. That's impressive.
It's over 9 years now, so yeah.
That's super impressive, dude. It's refreshing, I tell a story about Zach. My son is with his first serious girlfriend now, And it's cool that he kind of waited to get serious, which is kind of cool. You know, Kathy and me met. When I moved to Seattle, I'm gonna keep going here just because I want to get some practice in. When I moved to Seattle, there's another horn.
This is gonna be your longest roll of the night, by the way.
You know it is, right? Because it doesn't count, right? 213.
Of course, a repeater on the ace deuce.
You know what?
That would have just paid me $400.
We moved out here, or I moved out here in 91. No, 92. And we met at work. And of course, in those days, there's no cell phones. There wasn't even cell phones yet. There was no internet, there was no email, there was nothing. So everything that we did, there was no you hooked up on Snapchat, whatever. There was none of that. So I rolled into work. I moved to Seattle in March of that year, 2009, and I got this job. I had a little shitty apartment, and I got the job. I roll into work on a Monday. Kathy is a waitress. I'm a cook, and she worked that week. It was her spring break week. She was in Seattle with her sister for spring break, and working at the old folks' home, and we started flirting right away, right? And I had zero game. You think I got no game now? I had really no game back then. It was horrifying. But I remember asking her, because I had the long hair, and I was out. I moved to Seattle to be in the band, right? To play music. And I remember asking her, because she said she'd go back to college. Where do you go to college? Wazoo. What are you studying? Microbiology. And I went, microbiology? That sounds like it's going to make a lot of money. Why don't you marry me? So I can play. So I can play in my band, and you can support me. That was my opening line. The first day I met her, that was my opening salvo. And she didn't tell me to fuck off, which is kind of cool. And so we flirted for a week, and then she went to school. I didn't see her for 3 months. Right? No exchange of phone numbers because she went to college. Right? There's no phone numbers. Literally, that's how we met. And then she came back in the summertime in June, and we worked together for the summer. And over the course of that summer, kind of got hooked up a little bit. It was a 10, 6'4". And we met, we hung out. Actually, what's funny about this is she was living with her best friend, and her best friend and her boyfriend got into a fist fight and got kicked out of their place. Here's my last bit of vodka is going in now. They got into a fist fight and kicked out of their place. And Kathy's like, well, I got 2 weeks left for the summer, and I go to college. Can you watch my cat? Right? So Kathy's like, I'm going to live with my sister. Can you just take my cat? I'm like, fine. So now I have this cat living with me. And she's like, I'm going to come to visit the cat. So she comes over 2 or 3 nights in a row to visit, quote unquote, visit the cat. And that's how we got together. I watched her cat. She stayed with me. Yeah. My place was so small, Chris. I'm not lying to you. The Cat Whisperer. My place was so small. I had this studio apartment in Seattle. I literally had a hot plate, a bathroom. My living room was so small. All I had was a couch. I didn't have a bed. I had just a couch and a little tiny 13-inch TV set, black and white TV set, and my stereo and my amp. And that's all I had. I had my bass, my amp, my little TV set, and my couch. So she and I stayed on the couch for about 2 weeks with her stupid cat. And that cat stayed with us forever. We had that cat until we got married, and Zach was probably 4 when that cat died. He was maybe 5.
Wow.
We had that cat for a long ass time. Malcolm, that cat, by the way, here we go again. That cat hated me. And I'm talking like from the depths of that cat's ass, hated me. Here's a good story. The cat would come into our bedroom and sleep on the pillows, right? Right up by our heads all the time. And it drive me crazy. I'm like, fuck, I can't sleep with this cat. And I'm like, that's it, Kathy, the cat is out. It's me and you in the bed, no cat. So I started closing the door, right? We go to bed, and she would go to bed first. The cat would be in there. I take the cat out of the room when I went to bed and close the door, go to sleep. In the morning, what was outside my door, Chris? Can you guess?
Cat shit?
Every fucking day. Every day. That cat would shit outside my door. There's a 6'5" yo for you. Every day.
Oh my God, John.
I'm telling you, this is going to be the roll that ends all the rolls. I'm going to hit the all right here, right? That cat would shit outside of our bedroom every day. And it was like a thing. We get up in the morning and she's like, make sure you step high because you're going to step in it. That damn cat. But yeah, that's how me and Kathy met. We actually met and she would go to all of our shows. She loved our band. And, that wasn't the reason why we got together, but I think it was that opening. I think I sold her on the "you're going to take care of me" line, and to this day,
I think so.
I'm not afraid to admit it. To this day, she makes more money than me. She's always, well, except for when I had the business. When I had the software company, I did pretty well for myself. But in every job, she has made more money than me. She's been the breadwinner, and I'm okay with that. I'm like, you know what? Good for you. She's awesome. Kathy is a microbiologist that turned microbiology into a career in tech. So I couldn't be more proud of her. Right. Yeah, she actually
I met her for like 2 seconds.
Right when you were here. She writes software for Epic. So if you go to the doctor and they're typing into the computer, my wife writes that software. That's what she does now. And she writes it from the standpoint of, I know how microbiology works, so I can write the computer interface better for the doctors to make it make more sense. So she's got both now. She's like, micro plus the tech. And she's awesome. That woman, honest to God, like saved my life. You know what I mean? Like when you're kind of direct as a 6. Look at this roll, Chris, by the way. You see this roll?
I know, I'm not on it. I'm not betting it either.
You're not betting?
If I start betting it, you know it's coming.
Somebody's betting it. But yeah, she, without her, this is some free advice for you, which I don't think you need, but maybe other people do need it. I was pretty ambitious as a kid, right? When I was younger, absolutely was all about like, John, let's start a new business. Let's make a bunch of money. And she was like, no, like you can do all that. That's fine. But we need to have rent paid. Like we need to have health insurance. You know what I mean? And I was like, no, I can do this. I can have a software company. I can have, whatever. And you don't take into account. And so she was that like stabilizing grounding force for me. And I think Victoria for you will be the same thing. It's like, no matter what, and you seem like a very stable person. Like you're fine. Right?
Yeah, I think I'm Kathy in this situation.
Well, I guess every relationship needs a Kathy, right? Let's just say that.
Yeah.
Every couple needs a Kathy.
No, is that a t-shirt? Though. She is too. She's that's the thing, like I guess both like support each other like full-heartedly, right? Like the crap stuff, right? I mean, you know how much time videos take and all that kind of stuff. Like even right now, right? 10 o'clock on a Thursday night. She's in the other room watching TV. I know that with the dog. But, could she be like, no, yeah, I don't want you to be doing your crap stuff because I'd rather you be hanging out with me. Could she? Absolutely. Does she? No. She knows I like doing this stuff and we have fun with it and all that. Like she supports my crap stuff now. The camera that's over the table now, she bought it for me as a gift. Right? Like,
oh wow.
12-foot craps table sitting in the house. Why? Because she allows it. Now, if she didn't allow it, there'd be an issue. But
there'd be an issue. She'd have the issue with you, I think.
Well, yeah. I mean,
we don't get to have issues as
guys. Rid of the craps table. Like,
yeah.
Put it this way, right? So, Lou. Everybody who doesn't know Lou, Steel Legion, in Discord, and I think he has his full name on YouTube now. But Lou's the one who sent me the table on Facebook, right? And I was sitting there like,
6.
I don't know if I should get it. And I told Victoria, I was like, look what Lou sent me. And, she's known I've wanted a table because I had, the throwing station at my parents' house. And this is prior to us buying a house. And she was like, why don't you get it? And she goes, I was like, really? And she goes, yeah, get it. I was like, okay. And then she goes, I'll help you come pick it up. I was like, oh, sweet.
Yeah, Kathy didn't care about any of this stuff. I told you last week. She doesn't care. Like, she's like, as long as your gambling pays for it, So
yeah,
I'm on the whole thing where yeah.
Well, Adam's role at the Nugget paid for this table. So.
Oh God, what a role! That story, yeah. I still love that story. That's like the greatest.
It's a great story.
Dude, we got our asses kicked so bad all week. It was such a bad weekend, and then Adam tears it up. There's a 5. Terrible. That's the point. Terrible, right? But the funny thing is, and I say this all the time, like Crapsee is one of these games where, I mean, there's funny stories, I guess, but there's no like crazy Baccarat story. Or crazy slot. There's no crazy slot machine story. There's never going to happen, right? But here you are, 41 rolls in. Adam's like, I got to take a leak. And they're like, we got to change the chips anyway. So why don't you all take a break? And it's like, timeout. Yeah. And everybody runs to the bathroom.
The table was empty. It was like, the table literally was like, it might have been Jeff, Lou, Jen, and then Victoria. I mean, you, me, Adam, everybody ran to the bathroom.
The shooter took a leak during the roll. I've never in my life seen that. And it's like, I'll never forget that. Like, what a crazy, there's a beautiful shot. It's a 7. That ends it. What a crazy night, though. I mean, I've never seen a shooter take a piss during a roll. God, that's just so damn funny.
You know what's funny to me, too, is I almost didn't go. And I think a couple of us almost didn't go over the Nugget because we didn't want to leave because we were all at Caesars. And we didn't really want to leave Caesars because, like, we'd been playing all day, right? Like, we'd have to drive over the Nugget. Like, who's driving, whatever. Like, do we actually want to go over there or not? And then I felt bad, too, because Victoria was with me. And she would have been standing, like, she was working that day. Or, no, she wasn't working. But she was like with me at the tables all day long. And I was like, I know she doesn't want to stand at the tables any longer. Right. So like, but if I'm playing downstairs at Caesars, it's one thing. Like, I don't really like to leave her and leave the casino altogether.
Sure.
Right. Like, for safety reasons and everything else. So like, I was like, well, she's going to have to come with me. And I don't know if she's going to want to. And it was late. I mean, it was like midnight at that point. Because I think we finally got the Nugget like 11 o'clock, I want to say. And like, we left the Nugget, I think it was like 2 o'clock in the morning or something when we finally left the Nugget. But I was like, it's going to be a late night. We have to get up early to leave the next morning, like all that kind of stuff. So, but luckily we went.
That was, epic night. Just epic. It was just one of those, like I said, it's having that story to tell is just fantastic.
Yeah.
And that's the thing about this
story.
This game. It was and there's so many weird, like I said, there's so many weird stories. And the casino is like, I said this morning, right, on my show. What do we have there? A 7? Oh no, it's a 0.7 out. I'm not even going to put that. That sucks. My SRR was 7 for a minute there. Now it's going to be less than 7, I think. What does it make my SRR tonight? My SRR now is a 6.38.
6.38.
Yeah, that's okay. I'll take that. But yeah, it's this the thing about this community, and I think everybody should know this, right? And Gypsy, here's Gypsy. He was there. I met him down there.
Oh yeah, David was there. Yep.
Yeah, totally right.
He's there a lot. I've met David a lot of times.
What a great weekend, right? So what we've done, and again, I know we're breaking the rules, talking about craps. We're gonna end the show here in a minute. But what we've done, right? The group of friends we've created is pretty cool. You play together, and what great stories. So yeah, Justin says no craps.
You got it too.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, Victoria and I came out to Seattle, right, to watch the Eagles-Seahawks game, to hang out with you and Ian. Like, didn't know you guys, 2 years ago? Not a clue who John or Ian was. And then met through this group. We've hung out a bunch of times other than, going to Seattle. But then it's like, yeah, Ian's going to invite us to the game, give us his tickets, and we're going to hang out with you guys all weekend because, why not? Like,
right.
I mean, what other groups are making, friendships like that? And it's not just that, like, everybody who's in chat stuff. I've met a lot of people who have come to, the different meetups, or like when I'm out in like Vegas, someone's going to come up to me and like say who they are. And I'm like, oh, like I know who you are from. They're like, wait, you remember me from like a comment or from chat? I'm like, of course I remember you. Like, the community's great. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it.
Yep. And what people got to know, and I think that people should know this, and you could probably back me up here too, is that we really do know them. Like when you see a name in chat, like it actually is me. Like for example, when I go to Vegas, and I finally get to meet JR, which I will at some point. Like they're as famous as we are, so to speak, right? Like our people in chat, like they're all personalities. Like I want to meet Dustin One at some point, right? Like there's going to be folks we get to meet in person. I don't know. To me, like that's been worth it. This whole thing has been worth it.
Yeah. And like when we met, I mean, I don't know, for me too, like meeting Blacklight, right? Everybody knows who was Blacklight.
Yeah, we know him totally.
Miguel,
yeah.
But like getting to meet him, like him and I had some great conversation when we were sitting at dinner, right? Like, and I'm not just talking like just random like bullshitting around about craps or like, no, we're like the craps talk was done very quickly. We're like life talking at this point, and like talking about, like his background, my background, like all this kind of stuff. It was like, that's the thing too. It's not like a superficial type of group with that kind of stuff. It's like the only thing you have in common is like a game, right? No, it's like you get to meet these people and like you actually talk to them, right? And you understand like who they are and like, where they come from, right? And like kind of like their background, their story and everything. It's like, I don't know. I like it. I think it's great.
Well, nights like that
always makes fun of me because like
I say like this show is what we do in person.
Yeah.
We bitch about traffic, we talk about aliens, but like that's what we do in person. And it's like this, I don't know. To me, that was like having breakfast with you two guys was great at that place. That smelled like ass, by the way. I mean that down by the docks. That restaurant we ate.
No, do not talk about the Gilchrist like that.
No, God. It was great. The food was fantastic. But you're down at the docks. It's like, okay, I'm smelling fish.
Yeah.
But then we have this amazing breakfast, right? It was awesome.
Yeah.
Right?
I love me some Gilchrist. We go every time. That's Victoria's favorite place. Clay's in chat. Great. I know Clay's in chat because I pulled the chat up now because we're not.
Yeah, now you can pull chat up.
He loves Gilchrist. Everybody loves Gilchrist is good. Yeah. I mean, depending on the tide, it may not smell the best, but their food is good. And it's always a good time there. So
yeah, I don't know. For sure. Mark the Point says, I want to hear me play guitar. I don't play guitar, I play bass. And if I played bass for you, you'd never know the song. Because bass is holding down the beat. You never know. You would never recognize it. But one of these days I'll pull it out. And Anthony's giving me shit for saying ricotta wrong, right? It's ricotta for everybody else. It's vergut, right? If you're Italian, you're saying it right. But yeah, people, it's just like, gnocchi. Nobody says that right? That's one of those words that people just can't get right, like water.
Oh yeah, that's when you said Rita's. I was like, am I supposed to say like water ice or
no? It's water ice. It's water ice.
That's what it is. Water ice.
Don't they have shirts that say WOODER on it when you go to Rita's?
Yeah.
They wear it. Yeah,
and it's water.
It's water ice. Yeah.
I don't know what water is. Somebody comes up, can I get some water? I'm like, what the hell is that?
Yeah. Well, you know what? I moved out here, and my wife will tell you, and you can probably tell now. I got no accent. My accent's gone. 25 years in Seattle, my accent has evaporated. There are some words that I say, like for example, and this is going to be so stupid. She makes fun of me still. I love my wife, but she makes fun of me because I talk bad. Because I pluralize everything. Like I still say spaghettis.
Oh yeah.
And underwears. I'm sorry.
Used?
Yes. Used guys. Used guys is a thing. I'm sorry.
Yeah, used guys. Yep. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All the time.
100%.
Without fail.
Yeah. Wow. All right, let's go. Let me check the chat one more time. Let's see. Thank you, John and Chris. Good times. This is good. This was actually a lot of fun. This was a ton of fun tonight.
It was.
Yeah.
Great time.
I mean, it was
just people
a different.
Should come on and do it.
Yeah.
See, people in chat, let John know you want to come on. Have some fun.
Seriously, this is not about craps. It's not about how much you know. It's about just being a person with me, right? Just hanging out and whatever. So
who cares if you lose on Crapsee? I lost. I don't care.
Yeah, for sure. Tom,
have some fun.
Close you out here. What's my ultimate bass guitar? It's an alembic bass. I want an alembic Explorer bass. That's my ultimate guitar. My two bass heroes. You should know this. Actually, there's three. Number one bass hero, John Entwistle from The Who. He played an alembic Explorer bass most of his career. That's my favorite bass. Right. Number two, Geezer Butler. He played more of a P bass style most of his life. I've got one of those. And my third is Cliff Burton. And Cliff played a Rickenbacker for a while, which I hate Ricky's. But the alembic is the bass, Tom. That is my dream. Someday I will win enough money on the craps table to buy a legit, like $10,000 alembic bass. That's my dream.
Drop some serious cash in the instruments.
And I just want to have it. I just want to have one, right? I've got 4 basses now, and they're all playable. The alembic, I'd probably never play it. It would be a showpiece. But that's my dream. That's one of those things where it's like something else I'm doing, by the way. I know most people collect these. You see it? White chips. Y'all collect white chips. I'm collecting black chips now. So I'm going to make one of those frames, black chip frames, right? I want to have 10 grand on my wall in black chips. Like that's totally sick. That's one of my life goals, right? That's bucket list. The alembic bass right next to that is the second one.
There you go.
For sure.
I'm gonna be.
JR.
I have to do it. I haven't done it yet. But I
JR
have to put,
says, "What's a use?"
It's the same thing with well, I mean, use is the plural of you, but like
it is. It's not. Philly it's only in Philly. It's the plural of you.
Yeah, well, it's the same thing. Like John, right? Like, what's John? I don't know. Like it literally, whatever I want it to fill, that's what it is. It literally is a noun. It could be anything I want it to be. I could call the dice a John. Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna throw these Johns, and there are people like, what? And I'm like, I don't know. This is where I'm from, man. Like, I don't know what to say.
Yeah. Anthony said, watch My Cousin Vinny. 100%. Joe Pesci. That scene is so classic.
I've seen
Use?
Use?
Classic. Herman Munster. Oh my God. All right. Let's squash it here. Chris, that was awesome tonight. Thank you for being a part of this thing and getting me through it. Hopefully this show takes off. I'm not sure how many people I wasn't even watching. We have 28 people watching now. We've probably lost a bunch of people along the way, but this is fun. This is like, it's a little bit of throwing dice, but it's more about just bullshitting and having fun, which is what you do at a crap stable anyway. It's like a meetup, but online.
Yeah, no, it's great. Props you for the idea with it. Love the idea of it. I think it's fun. I watched it last week and had fun watching it anyway. It was fun. I was here and planning on, watching them. If you ever need me back, you just let me know. You drop me a text and
anytime.
Flip the camera on. But it's a blast. Always hanging out with you's fun, and of
course,
I'm gonna go back and read the chats from this. So
I have to go back and read it too.
In chat. I don't know everybody who's there.
I've not seen the chats.
I've
not seen the chats. Yeah, I have to go back and watch. I've seen only the chats that say the questions. But yeah, this is fun. This is a lot of fun. It's totally different, and it's fun to just hang out, throw a few pops back, and just kind of talk. So no 100%. Pressure. Like Chris said, anybody wants to join in, just drop me a DM, right? Find me in Discord, drop me a DM, text me, whatever, email me, john@procraps.net. This is good for everybody, right? We should all just kind of have fun and hang out and play some craps together. So next time I'll throw faster.
YouTubers, right?
Yeah,
a lot of you know me already. Let's get some people on there that we don't know. I want to learn about all of you, so then when I meet you in person, I can be like, "Oh, remember when you answered that question this way?"
Yeah.
Because I won't forget. Don't worry.
Yeah. No, I want Louie on here. I want Lou on here. I want JR on here. There's people that I want to actually haven't met yet. I've met Lou, but not JR. People that I want to meet and let's talk. Let's ask JR what he thinks about the aliens enslaving the Egyptians to mine the gold. Where else can you get that kind of information? Right?
Yeah.
Only here.
You can't.
Only here.
Must see TV.
100%. Skill and Luck, by the way, is going to join me one time. He said he would. Next show, every Thursday at 6. Every Thursday at 6. Quote of the J. I used to have nice balls. Did I actually say that? I guess I did at some point, right?
You did.
I did.
You did.
Yeah.
When we were talking about the golf question, I was going to say pause, but I didn't say it.
I could afford good balls. Now I suck. And my balls just go all over the place, which is what happens when you're 55. Sorry. It's coming for you too, Chris.
I got like 30 years from 55.
You do. Enjoy them while you have them close by, because they will run away from you soon enough. Everybody, I'm out. I'll see you tomorrow morning for DPC and the coffee run. Have a good night. Chris, you're awesome. Thanks for joining in. And everybody else, I will see you later. Bye.